你好，祝你有美好的一天。这就是频道 Celebrity News Today 247。这是今天的新闻。
After watching episodes 11 and 12 of The Rest of Your Life, please advise you, I really found that Gu Wei was able to handle it. If there is such a person of the opposite sex in reality, you can consider marrying. I found out that the second female lead that the audience did not like, Dr. Gao Xiao, being treated as a daughter by Gu Wei's mother, she was somewhat of a childhood sweetheart, and she was of the right kind. I am accustomed to the routines of idol dramas, and I feel that this role setting should be a big threat to Lin Xiao, played by Yang Zi. First, he has a good relationship with Gu Wei's parents, and is well recognized by his parents whether it is family background or occupation. Second, with Gu Wei's work, it's basically a 2-month relationship. However, Gu Wei, the male customer of The Rest of Your Life, is unusual. The screenwriter does not play cards according to the routine. You thought the following plot would be like this, but it turned out not to be at all. Do not know why. I have mastered some rules, that is, Gu Wei's sense of distance from Gao Zai, which can also be said to be a sense of boundary. How could he not know that Dr. Gao likes him? But when they wanted to get up close, they avoided it in a very respectable way. For example, the academic argument shown to Gu Wei before Lin Xiao participated in the school performance. Dr. Gao stood in front of Gu Wei with his mobile phone, and pointed out to him the content that could be used for reference. Gu Wei directly took out the printed paper version and placed it on the opposite side of him. In the guest seat, the sentence "It's convenient to look at it this way." I didn't expect such a way of getting along, but instead assisted the relationship between Gu Wei and Lin Xiao. But I still want to talk about Gu Wei's sense of proportion towards Dr. Gao. I have to say that Gu Wei has done a really good job. This appropriate sense of distance will not put yourself in an embarrassing situation. It will not leave too many opportunities for the other party, nor will there be too many silent misunderstandings, and the attitude is obvious. From the first episode, I knew the psychological obstacles Gu Wei left after his teacher left. Whether it is as a friend or the relationship between the two families, the relationship between Gao Zai and Gu Wei, maintaining a very obvious sense of distance, Gu Wei is polite, and his decision will not be influenced by Dr. Gao. Whether it's watching a concert later, getting in with the patient's family, moving house, etc. Even if she knew that Gao Zai was making trouble in front of her parents, she would not expose it in person. Not to mention anything bad. And this is doomed that Dr. Gao is not Gu Wei's good medicine. But it is definitely a divine assist between Lin Xiao and Gu Wei. Dr. Gao's hostility to Lin Xiao is written on his face, but the existence of this character, every time they appear, the relationship between Gu Wei and Lin Xiao will go further. When I saw her appear, I knew that there would be a famous scene next, and I was looking forward to it. For example, in the latest episodes 11 and 12, Gu Weiyan missed the house on a trip back home, but it happens that the neighbors of Lin Xiao are going to live in Beijing for a long time. This time, whether it is the apartment type or the rent, in the plot that I have watched a whole episode before, Lin Xiao is experienced. I immediately cleaned up and made a PPT to introduce the house. When I was sent to the hospital, Dr. Gao used Dr. Gu to live in my house. Trying to take the oath of sovereignty, Lin Xiao went straight away. The second god assisted his best friend Sanzan to come, and he cleaned up Gu Wei with a slap in the face. After seeing the PPT of the first beauty in national clothes as a neighbor, I moved into a new home overnight. A proper doer. Lin Xiao, who was angry and went to sleep, woke up and saw on the balcony Dr. Gu, who greeted him, explained the problem of living in Dr. Gao's house without a single sentence. Lin Xiao was of course surprised and delighted. Ms. Li invited Gu Wei to eat at home. At the dinner table, in front of the parents, the house was made clear again, and the misunderstanding was completely resolved. This is a bridge that few idol dramas do not have. And some misunderstandings are that the finale is not explained clearly, or a misunderstanding and misunderstanding, making the audience want to rush into the screen to explain clearly. Not like this. The misunderstanding in The Rest of Your Life will not exceed the scope of one episode, definitely not going to carry the misunderstanding to the next episode. Whether it's dealing with a female colleague who wants to be ambiguous, or being forced to misunderstand, Gu Wei solved it with practical actions, without any hesitation, without a single word of nonsense. This man, it really works. It's not just these that don't play cards according to the routine. In the newly updated plot, in addition to the funny pictures, there is also the picture of Gu Wei and Lin Nixao visiting the supermarket, really wanting them to get married on the spot. Back to the point. The famous scene is when colleagues from the department go to take care of Wei's house party. That's right, Dr. Gao used Lin Nixao's cup to drink water. It was also seen by Lin Nixao on the balcony. In order to get Dr. Gao to assist, the screenwriter, it really made the character's intentions too obvious. When he was about to go to Dr. Gao's house to find out, he was killed by a teacher Lin halfway blocking Lin Nixao's way. This part is hilarious, and he looks anxious and unable to go out. It was just too funny. Later, the unpleasant piano sound was used to stimulate Dr. Gu. These two episodes were so funny. But I still want to talk about the plot that does not follow the routine. That is, Dad Lin and Mom Lin attended the class reunion, and Lin Nixao was at home alone. When I went out to get takeout, the door was locked and I didn't bring the key, so I called Gu Wei three times. Create opportunities for the two of them to be alone. After Dr. Gu returned home, he let Lin Nixao enter the house, wearing the male protagonist's clothes and asking, "Aren't you going to sleep yet?" This kind of blushing and heart-pounding question, the screenwriter has already helped here. When everyone thought that Gu Wei could go further, he was called away by his colleagues in the hospital, leaving Lin Nixao alone at home. According to previous idol dramas, there will be shameful pictures, but Gu Wei went to pursue a career. I won't delay my career because of falling in love. Is this kind of idol drama still bad? In the opinion of everyone, the director and the screenwriter have created an excellent opportunity to occupy the right place and the right place. Let the relationship between Lin Nixao and Gu Wei warm up, as well as the help of the best friend Sanzhen. There will be a little close contact no matter what, but nothing happens. It also made Lin Nixao think that he and Gu Wei were not from the same world. But then again, from the beginning of the epidemic, it can be said that doctors are also a very special profession, not normal occupation that can appear and accompany family at any time, but also has the spirit of sacrifice and giving up the family for everyone. Whether it is Gu Wei or Gu Yanye, they are both occupations that are penetrated by the word responsibility. The Rest of My Life is an idol drama that does not play cards according to the routine. Although the plot is not like those of the audience who are accustomed to the sweetness, but his ease can really add a touch of ease in the cruel reality. The cheerful atmosphere relaxes the heavy and tense shoulders. The interesting ambiguous period between Lin Nixao and Gu Wei, this way of attacking slowly but not endlessly, is too interesting.